So today we're learning about the properties of addition and multiplication, and the objective is I can recognize the zero or identity, commutative, and associative properties, and I can use them to simplify expressions. And in order to understand this concept well, we need some key vocabulary words. First, going over the zero or the identity property. So the zero property of addition says that the number does, write in the word does, and write in the word not, does not change when adding or subtracting 0 from that number. In other words, here's an example. 0 plus 5, the answer is still 5. 0 doesn't affect it. It'll stay as 5. Okay, and then the zero property of multiplication. 0 times any number is equal to 0. Example of that, 8 times 0 is 0. 200 times 0 is 0. 5,000 times 0 is 0. Any number times 0 is always equal to 0. That's by the zero property of multiplication. The identity property says that any number multiplied by 1 does not change the number. Example, 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 20 is 20. 1 times 200 is 200. So that's by the identity property. Okay, moving on to the commutative property. The commutative property means to, write in the words commute, places. Many people commute back and forth to work. They change places from home to work and from work to home. When adding or multiplying two or more numbers, the order in which the numbers are placed does not change the answer. For example, 1 plus 2 is the same as 2 plus 1. Also, 3 times 7 is the same as 7 times 3. The order doesn't matter. That is because of the commutative property. Okay, moving on to the associative property. Associate means to group. Write in the word group. As long as the numbers stay in the same order, they can be grouped differently. For example, parentheses 4 plus 5, close parentheses, plus 6 is the same as 4 plus, in parentheses, 5 plus 6, close parentheses. Another example, 1 times 2 times 3 is the same as 1 times 2 times 3. Where the parentheses are has no effect on it as long as the numbers are staying in the same order. Equivalent expressions. Expressions with the same value. Example, 12 plus 7 and 7 plus 12 are equivalent. Why? Because they both equal 19. They both have the value of 19. Okay, go ahead and turn your notes over so we can practice some of these concepts we've been taking notes on. First of all, it says tell which property the statement illustrates. So number 1, if you have 5 times p equals p times 5, that's called the commutative, I'm going to do an abbreviation, commutative property of what? Well, it's of multiplication because we're multiplying. Number 2, 2 plus 12 plus r equals 2 plus 12 plus r, and the parentheses are in different places. That is called the associative property of addition because we're adding. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and try numbers 3 and 4 by yourself. When you're done, you're going to want to unpause the video and move to the next thing where we're doing simplify the expression here. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, together we are going to simplify this expression using our properties. All right. In the parentheses, we have 6 plus 5, so that's the same as 11. And so 11 plus x. We just simplified this expression. Okay, number 2, 7 times 9w. Well, 7 times 9 is 63. So 63w is simplified. 9 times c times 4. Once again, in the commutative property, it doesn't matter which order we go in. So we can go 9 times 4 because they're both numbers. And that's 36. And 36 times c is 36c. Okay. 0 plus a plus 8. 0 plus any number, we learned about the 0 property is just that number. In this case, the variable. So a. This equals a in parentheses plus 8. So we can write a plus 8. Go ahead and pause this video and try numbers 5 through 8. After you have done that, get this checked off and take 2 tickets and move on to our assignment for the day. Thank you so much.